Well, hello, church family. Happy Monday. I hope you're doing well. I want to welcome you to this edition of Table Talk. Now, right off the bat, you can tell that today looks a little bit different. We are not in the sanctuary, and I have an upgrade in my co-host, so I'm excited today. This is Jacey Jones. You guys know Jacey. She serves really well in our office as our creative assistant, I think is your exact title.
That's right.
She does a whole lot of things, so we're excited about that. So yesterday was a big day for us, a big day for our church. Really this past whole weekend was Pastor Will's last week with us. As you know, he is transitioning to a role with the Evangelism and Church Health team with the Arkansas Baptist State Convention. And we are incredibly sad to see him go, but we know that God is going to do incredible things through his life there and his ministry there. But one of the things that Pastor Will left with us, it was really cool. He ended the same way he started a few years ago with Psalm 67. Those are the verses that you've heard so many times, that God would bless us and be gracious to us and make his face to shine upon us so that his name will be known on the earth and his saving power among the nations. So I want to talk to you today about how you can transition that with your family, because whenever there's any kind of loss in your life, if it's with a job or with pastors who transition or whatever, there's a certain amount of grief that happens right off the bat. And for your little kids and for your teenagers, it's important for you to help them kind of process that. So maybe just take a minute before you really dig into anything with your family this week and just kind of talk about how if we're going to have a mission of love, equip, go, and send, that includes all of us, and it includes the pastors as well. So maybe springboard that into conversations at home about how you can do that as well too. Well, I brought Jacey here for a reason. She's not here just to sit here. As you know, Jacey's parents are Jay and Karen Jones, and the whole Jones clan, the Joneses. They do so many things around the church and in other churches, and the reason for that is because they really do love the Lord. And if you spend any time with the Joneses, you know that. And Jacey is a product of her family and a product of her environment. So I brought Jacey here today to talk about some times about when she remembers as a kid her parents praying for her. So Jacey, I'm sure there were times when you were a kid that you saw your parents praying for you and your brother and your sisters. And now that you're an adult, how has that memory of your parents praying for your grandparents or whoever, how has that changed you today?
So it just, even at a young age, them praying for me like that, it just kind of made my walk kind of stronger with Christ. Just having parents like mine pray for me every day at the breakfast table and at night, that kind of thing. It just kind of, it's made my walk with Christ stronger overall in a sense because of that. I think that it's one of the benefiting factors of your parents praying for you.
Yeah, definitely. Here's a question that I didn't prep you for.
Okay.
So here we go. Was there ever a time that maybe you saw, and you don't have to go into any detail, but maybe you saw your parents fail? And what I'm not saying is sin, dramatically, but maybe there was a time when you thought, they're just trying their best. Has there ever been a time like that where you thought that?
Yeah, I think that we all kind of will get that way sometimes, just by human nature, right? But no, I'm sure it's happened. I can't recall a specific incident, but yeah.
And I think that's important for us as parents to know that there are times when we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if your mom was sitting around here, she would say, yes, Jacey, there were many times when we didn't know what we were doing. And we were just trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
But you are a product of your environment. And I've seen you and your sisters and your brother and your cousins and all the Joneses. The family just smells like Jesus. And the reason for that is because just a strong presence from the grandparents all the way down. So Jacey's here as an adult as proof that if we stick to the plan, as parents of just intentional small conversations, she said prayer over the breakfast table, just small times, that it adds up.
Yeah.
Maybe your dad didn't sit down and have a sermon with you guys,
right.
But just some small intentional conversations. So that's exciting. And those are things that we can do. Even during seasons like this, during the coronavirus and times when our church is in just a weird transition, we can have small conversations. So one resource I want to leave with you, I know we've thrown a lot of resources at you over the past few weeks, but one resource that I want to show you, it's a book called Praying for Boys, Asking God for the Things They Need Most. Now, don't let the cover or the title fool you. If you have girls, just rip the title off, the cover off. It works just as good for girls as well. Praying for Boys/girls. My wife, Angie, uses this book all the time to pray not only for our kids, but also for the kids in our church that may not be our kids, but they're our kids. So I would encourage you to check this out on Amazon or christianbook.com or wherever you get books. There's probably an e-version, but this is just a really practical way to pray for your kids. And Pastor Will talked about Psalm 67 yesterday, and he talked about how as a pastor he has prayed that for us and for our families. So now it's your turn. It's kind of being passed off to you as parents to continue to pray that for your kids. So if you're like me, you know you need to pray for your kids, but sometimes you just don't know how, or sometimes we pray the same prayer that we've prayed forever. So this book will help you. It'll help you pray Scripture back and those kinds of things. So get that. If you need help looking for it and finding it, we can help you in that way. So Jacey, thank you. You guys don't know this. Jacey had about 30 seconds head notice of this conversation, so she did a great job. Jacey, thank you for this and what you do on a daily basis here. So, hey guys, we're praying for you. We love you. We're grateful for the opportunity to minister to you and your family. And like I said every week, if there's anything we can do to help you spiritually, the answer is yes. Just let us know what it is. Hey, we love you. We're praying for you, and we'll see you soon.